Hello and welcome to Newsline TV. My name is Grace and this is Wezesha Biashara Show. Agribusiness is surely a way that you can use to multiply your wealth. And in agribusiness, a very popular sector to go into is poultry, because we shall always have chicken, isn't it? But is it the most strategic way to invest your hard-earned savings? In studio today, we have Lucy Njine from Navea Capital to help us understand how poultry farming works and if it can really help us to multiply our wealth.
We love poultry because it doesn't require a lot of capital to start. It doesn't require a lot of space, just like the greenhouse. It's just a small space. So the poultry now requires even a much smaller space. But again, like we have said, in the greenhouse, what we advise people is before you get into even that poultry, first look for someone who has done poultry farming, because there's a lot of things that you can do in poultry. You can do kienyeji chicken, you can do broiler chicken, you can do eggs. So look for someone who is actually doing that business so that they are able to tell you what are the advantages of keeping kienyeji chicken against keeping broiler and layers. What are the advantages of keeping broilers? What are the advantages of keeping layers? And then now look at what they have done. Let them tell you what are the challenges they have gone through, because just like in the greenhouse farming, anything agri-business, there's a lot of challenges that you will encounter. Diseases, your chicken being stolen, your chicken dying, because you don't have the experience or you don't have the expertise of looking after the chicks when they are small. So you want to understand first what are all those challenges, and then finally, where is your market? That is the biggest question that you need to ask yourself before you get into any kind of agribusiness. Where is your market? So that you don't go and invest your money, your time, and then you have the product ready. And remember, all these things are going to cost money. The chicks are going to require money to feed until they get to the space where they need to go to the market. If they reach there and you don't have the market ready, then you have a problem, because you must continue feeding them and you're not selling. So start with the market first. Remember the quail business. Everyone got into it because everyone was doing. Ultimately, everybody became a quail farmer and there was no one buying from the other. So again, even in the chicken, whether it is layers you are doing, whether it is broilers you are doing, whether it is the kienyeji chicken you are doing, evaluate first. Where is the market? Once you have known, I have market, and if possible, if somebody, like for example, runs a hotel and they tell you, I'm going to give you a contract to supply for me the kienyeji chicken or the eggs or the broiler chicken, if they are willing to give you a contract, then you're good and you can go and invest now your savings, or you can go and invest your income and start the project. The other thing you need to consider in agribusiness, and this is one of the things that people don't consider when they think of agribusiness as something to invest in. We all think agribusiness is that something you do as a side hustle. You want to go and set up a greenhouse up country, leave it to your cousins or to your brothers to do for you, and you will be in Nairobi and making telephone calls every morning. I'd like to advise our people that agribusiness is not something that you go to for telephone farming. It must be something where you commit your time and your energy into monitoring. Do not go take your savings to go and set up a greenhouse, to go and set up a poultry farming for your relatives or for somebody that you have employed, because you will lose.
All right. Yes. I think most people think that agribusiness is really a side hustle, like you've said, yes. And the rest of and then a few other people think it's a retirement career. So when we all grow old, we'll go and become farmers.
The experience of a lot of people that I've talked to who retired to go and do farming, it is never rewarding. They get frustrated because, number one, they didn't have the experience, it doesn't turn out the way they expected, and they just give up. Exactly. Therefore, if you want to make agribusiness your retirement option, start early. Start early when you are still working, but make sure you have the time to supervise, so that by the time you are retiring, you have learned all the ropes. You have learned everything that you need to learn in agribusiness. Then now you can go into it full time.
Very true. And it's not just agribusiness, even the other sectors. You find that people retire and they say that, you know, the last thing after now, I'm going into business.
Yes,
you go into business. It doesn't work like that. You need to set up a business early, understand the ropes, and from there make sure that it's profitable. You could start it as a side hustle. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to be there full time. But
long as you know you will commit the time.
Exactly, as long as you can commit the time.
Yes.
So it's important that when you want to set up a business, make sure that you have the time. Set it up early. Don't wait for when you are completely either jobless or you have retired and decide that's when I'm going to start a business. It doesn't work like that.
Yes.
You will most definitely lose your investment. We are here to make sure that you do not lose your investment. We are here to make sure that you keep money or put money in your pockets. And Lucy is available to help you do that. You need to get in touch with Lucy. Get in touch with Newsline TV. Our contact information is provided on the screens right now. Feel free to send us a message, reach us on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on Twitter, and LinkedIn, even on YouTube. We'll be very glad to hear from you. Today we have learned and we have talked about setting up a business. It's something that you can do to help you multiply wealth. We continue with this topic to help you become financially free. Stay with us, and until next time, we wish you God's blessings and a good time.